Welcome back, Truth Seeker. The Apprentice is back at it again, calling for the firing of Jerome Powell. Well, the chump must not know the Federal Reserve stands above the federal government. It owns it. And let's look at the ritualism between these two Jesuit puppets today, because again, even the Federal Reserve has owners, and it's the same Jesuits that also run the government. But let's look at just how perfect it is. It's a pattern we've talked about countless times. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? It's 72 days after Jerome Powell's 72nd birthday. 72 days. And again, these things only make sense if you know who's running the show. In Gematria, Jesuit order equates to 72, as does President Trump, as does President Biden, both Jesuit-educated men. Again, we got the first Jesuit Pope, March 13th, 2013, the 72nd day of the year. Again, the Jesuit logo is the sun, which moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. These numbers are highly symbolic to this order, and that's why they're used so redundantly. For people who've forgotten, Jerome Powell went to Georgetown, the nation's first Jesuit university, and the chump went to Fordham, the big Jesuit school in New York. If you've read that Tom Clancy series, Fordham comes up, little section about how the Jesuits just run the world. They're humble about it, though. If I recall, Jack Ryan, the Jesuit agent, is also a Boston College grad, another Jesuit school. But yeah, big recurring pattern here. It's all over every ritual RFK Jr. does. The supposed measles outbreak has 72 all over it. Remember, RFK Jr. equals 72, like Year of the Snake, like how he put out in his video. He put out his video last summer, RFK Jr. the Snake, and it was published on July 2nd, 7-2. Now he's Mr. Anti-Jabber as he endorses them. And the new childhood schedule is 72 by the time you get to 18. And don't forget, this number is also associated with evil. 72 demons in the Goetia, as well as 72 names of God in Kabbalah. Kabbalah is not necessarily evil. But yeah, just every day, you just look at the headlines, the number rituals, the tributes. You can see CNN's front page. Trump blasts Federal Reserve chief and calls for his termination. The Apprentice has spoken again. And you just see the emphasis on the word termination has the same Gematria values as Donald Trump, 138 forwards, 159 in reverse. So many rituals with all these numbers and these people. Don't forget, federal equals 138. The Jesuit order's birthday is August 15th, the day leaving 138 days left in the year. But yeah, two Jesuit-educated men on the world stage. And again, just 72 days after Powell's 72nd birthday. Again, I forgot to finish the sentence earlier. He became the Fed chair the day after his birthday in 2018, in the time of the chump, his first term in office. That means from the anniversary of him taking over the Federal Reserve or being the head of it, at least as is perceived by the public, from that anniversary to today is 71 days later. And Federal Reserve equals 71 as well as the more formal title of the Jesuits, the Society of Jesus, 71. Of course, Catholic equates to 71. Sol Invictus, 71. Zeus, 71. Jesus. Today's Thursday, named after Zeus. Again, check out, just practice with the base ciphers. Remember how Thursday and Catholic overlap. Get these things in your head because it's big rituals every week. The small way, Catholic equals 35, and reverse it equals 46. It's like JFK, number 35, killed on I-35 at age 46. He was the first Catholic president. Joe Biden the second, number 46, elected 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday, after the death of his son at 46. And then Hunter Biden gets his character assassinated in the time of the Biden administration. Hunter born on the 35th day of the year, just like Jerome Powell. And don't forget, the inauguration was on the 35th day of the Pope's age for Biden. But look at this. With regards to 35 and Thursday, we call it 35 Thursday every week. Today's story brings up this 1935 case. Yeah, the 1935 case. The 1935 case, Humphrey's Executor versus United States established precedent over how much power a sitting U.S. president has in removing agency heads. The case involved William Humphrey, an aggrieved conservative commissioner on the Federal Trade Commission who was fired by Franklin Roosevelt in 1933 over policy differences. The Brookings Institution wrote in a 2018 analysis. Well, 2018 was the year that Powell became the head of the Federal Reserve, which is not federal. It's a misleading name. But yeah, again, just more Jesuits in high places, more very familiar numbers. If we didn't have so many coincidence theorists well programmed by the 13 years of Jesuit slave school, they'd start to catch on. And by the way, just for the record, the word school equals 72. And if you look into the school system as we know it, those roots trace back to the Catholic Church, pretty much like everything does. The calendar we're on is Catholic. The English language we're speaking is Catholic. Does DC, could it look any more Roman Catholic? I mean, it really couldn't. It really couldn't. And then the Catholic favorite trick is to divert everybody to thinking it's those teeny tiny hats running the world, which is just laughable. It's just laughable. It's the Jesuits all day, every day. Learn the code. Stop being a coincidence theorist. Stop, blaming the false party. And I'm not saying that the teeny tiny hats aren't part of the power structure. Obviously, they are in positions of power at very disproportionate rates. But look at who's really running the show. Go back and see what I showed you about Todd Golden and his rigged championship with Florida, which we called before the tournament began, along with the Rory Masters. That makes 6 of the last 7. And how many holes do they play in a PGA golf tournament? Do they play 72? You think that's an accident? It sure isn't. It sure is not. You think it's an accident that in the first March Madness, the Catholic school beat the Jesuit school? Because if you do, you're a fool. All right, we'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. Thanks to everyone who hits the like and the share. And until next time.